V had applied for visitor visas for his wife and children that were granted, and as part of that application, they had the children and his partner had to complete medicals, and now they're here applying for an onshore partner visa, looking to reuse the medicals, provide the HAP IDs, and he had questions regarding, will that slow down the assessment process with the department if they need to request new medicals? And my answer to him was, you don't know. You can't ultimately know if it's going to have a positive or negative impact on an onshore application, but you can reuse medicals. So that's the starting point. You can provide the old HAP IDs in the application, and sometimes what happens is that the IMI portal, once they look at it and they obviously can see the medicals that were completed, and let's say link them to the 820 application, the health requirement status on the IMI portal for those applicants will change. It'll say no medical examinations required, no further medical examinations required. In which case, you know that they've been accepted. If you don't see that status change beside the health examination section of the IMI application of the IMI portal, then unfortunately you don't know where you sit with the medicals, if they've been accepted, if they're going to be accepted or not. And the only time you'll know is if they request new medicals, which could happen at some point in the future. If that happens, if they've requested new medicals, then in a sense you've lost a bit of time, because you now then need to go organize the medicals. That there might be a delay in being able to book medicals, because there's actually there's a limited availability in terms of booking slots for medicals at the moment. So that's common. So you have to wait to complete the medicals, and it's not that the visa is going to be refused, is that you then have to wait to complete those new medicals to make sure that they're then attached to the application by Bupa. They handle all that, and then you wait for a decision. So it can delay the outcome. Whereas if you just organize new medicals, you avoid that possibility. You avoid that risk in terms of unnecessarily waiting just to be requested. So it's a bit of a gamble. It's what are you willing to gamble on, and what's your budget? Because it's cheaper not to do anything, but it could cost you time. Or you reset the medicals, they're going to cost, for 3 people about $1,000 or more, but conclusively that you're not going to need to do them again, and that you give the application every possible chance of being finalized, because they don't need to ask for new medicals because you've done them. So, there is no right or wrong answer, therefore. It is what is more important to you. I think that given the cost, it's better just to hold off, because at the end of the day, if it takes a little bit longer, it takes a little bit longer. But ultimately, you're keeping that money in your pocket at a time where cost of living continues to go up, and maybe it's better invested somewhere else. But it's more of a matter of preference than anything else.